Hello people, welcome to Planet Sach and a happy new year.
Happy New Year.
Sorry I wasn't available last week, I had the notorious flu, it's wiped me out, but I'm back on form, back again, and today's guest is an old school friend, a brother, Kit. Welcome to Planet Sach.
Mate, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, man.
No worries at all. No, it's a pleasure. I know we've been planning this for a while.
Yeah.
And Kit and I used to go to school together, which is back in the day, decade and a bit ago, right?
Yeah. Oh my days. Don't say that. I feel old.
Yeah. What was the best thing you've done this decade?
What? Oh, from 2010, 2020. Ooh, so many, a few things. I'll probably say this is a very cliche one, but I think buying my own place in London, that's a very big milestone.
In cliche.
It's very cliche. Obviously, I'm an actor, so I think I've done a couple of West End shows. That's been big highlights for me. And yeah, I think those are probably my highlights of this decade. I mean, graduating, obviously, like so much has happened, but I think those have been the big ones. How about you, man? Starting up Planet Sach.
Yeah, well, Planet Sach, that's one. Sorting out my life, that's two. There's a lot of things that have happened this decade. I've grown up. I look older.
You've grown a beard now.
Yeah, well, I still can't grow a beard. I feel like a mess today. Sorry, guys, don't make this effort, but it's a chilled Sunday. I was out last night and just had a few too many beers. Woke up this morning, done a few runs for my mum.
That's it.
And I'm here, but the decade has just gone because we finished GCSEs in 2010.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh,
2010.
wow.
I went to sixth form. I got a job. Didn't really fancy university. Obviously, we've had two different kind of career paths or paths in life.
Yeah.
So you're acting, which is I'm quite intrigued about, and I'm sure people listening to this will want to know a bit more about it.
Yeah.
What made you go into that kind of field?
Ooh, well, I'll keep the long story short, but it kind of all started when I was 13, and a family friend of mine, it was like a family friend's party, and we were in the hot tub, and he told me, oh no, I wasn't 13, I was 11. and he was like, oh, I've been in one of the Harry Potter films, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like, how'd you get into that? So he told me he went to this theatre school. So for about a year, I harassed my mum to let me start part-time there. Then I started part-time drama there, just for like after school and then in the holidays and stuff. And then they had this singing competition one half term. And then I ended up winning that competition, basically. And when I did that, the school agent was in the audience and they asked me to join full-time. And I started theatre training, started acting, singing, dancing. I started all of that when I was about 13, and then I've just not really looked back since. So,
because I remember at school, year 7, year 8, and you left in year 8. And if I'm honest with you, Kit, and don't take this too hard.
Yeah, go on.
But I would never imagined you being an actor back in year 7, year 8. I mean,
mate, we were in Slough. Do you know what I mean? Like, what actor even comes from Slough? Do you know what I mean?
I remember you used to wear your total 90s. You had the total 90s Astros, didn't you?
Mate, yeah, you remember that? I don't remember that. Oh my days.
You used to wear that
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, if you remember.
You used to wear that with your school uniform, and just never really imagined you that kind of person. I think you're quite quiet at school.
Yeah.
If remember that correctly. And
yeah,
then
it's definitely more reserved.
A little bit more reserved, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you just, all right, I'm going Red Roofs or drama school. Where did you go? Was it Red Roofs?
It was Red Roofs.
It was Red Roofs.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we bump into each other years later, and you're this man in the West End, you know?
maybe.
Yes.
I've been lucky.
From no girls to loads of girls.
Don't know where he's getting that from.
Yeah. On that subject, actually, how do you feel? Because when you look at us back in the day, right? You look at yourself and you go, even myself, I go, I was this little 4'1" kid with a massive backpack running around school, chasing people, or even that time when you have a crush, you were like, everyone's out your league at that. Do you know when you look at and we were in a similar boat because we weren't those type of boys where
Nah,
we're the centre of attention at school.
not getting that attention.
We weren't getting that attention from those crushes and those girls when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And now I feel like, has things changed for you? Obviously, now you have to filter out the ones that are genuine, right? Because nobody wants action in kit when they're not successful, but when they're successful, booms. I like you now. You know, how do you filter that out? Let's say the girls, the negative people, the people who pop back into your life after they see you doing well. Yep. How do you filter those people out?
It's one of those things where you kind of know. Obviously, I've been acting for a long time now, and I like to think part of being an actor is I can tell when people are acting. Do you know what I mean? So
Clever.
I think when you can. I've been very good at being able to smell falsehood when they've got a hidden agenda. In terms of getting attention from girls and stuff, I think I think not that I get loads of attention now, but I think I was a bit of a late bloomer in life. I think I didn't really start.
I'll vouch for that.
I think I didn't really start like getting kind of attention from any girl until I was kind of like, I mean, I had my first girlfriend when I was 16, but until I was kind of like 18, 19 was when, I don't know, girls maybe started taking notice of me. And then because you have to be an actor, part of it is being confident to own the space. So I actually think part of becoming an actor and being confident in myself helped me kind of radiate that confidence, which then I think naturally attract not just girls, but just people, like the right kind of people. But yeah, you're right. There are people who are going to be negative towards you always. But I think, you know, that they're on their own path and you can't pay any attention to it. So
because I remember we were having that conversation when we met up for a drink, and you said there's people who have been in touch with you, and you're like, you never spoke to me before.
Yeah.
You know? Like, because we won't mention a name or names, but, you know, it's like, where were you back in the day?
Yeah.
When I was wearing those total 90s and kicking a football around and couldn't get into the school football team.
Do you know what I mean? I did get into the football team. I didn't get into the basketball team. Yeah, it's true. I think it's funny because, you know, people see you on a show, they see you on TV, and they instantly want to establish a connection with you. Do you know what I mean? And like for me, it's just kind of, I know who my people are. And if somebody's reached out to me, if someone's reached out and just go, oh my gosh, yeah, like let's catch up, and we weren't even friends back in the day, I'm a bit like, why are you reaching out to me? Do you know what I mean? But then some people, it's kind of like, even you might have had a kickabout or something, and sometimes that's the beautiful thing with social media, right? You can reconnect with people. But I think it depends on how the person approach it, if it's kind of genuine or not. What about you? If you had people like reach out?
Yeah, it's one of those things.
You were telling me some stories about, because Sach is doing some big things in his line of work.
Well, this is the thing.
And now he's getting all this attention.
I couldn't imagine from where I was at 16, 17 to where I am now, right?
Yeah.
Cameraman Christo here, I used to work with him.
Boom.
And remember what we used to do? We were in a little booth. Just to click a button, take some contracts, some customers, and just have a look at that. Look at the registration plate. Oh, that matches. No thought process, just doing that, right?
Just the drone.
And then you kind of think to yourself, like, oh, I don't want to do this rest of my life. I didn't go to university, so it's like as I start progressing, I've lost a lot of people on the way, in a sense of friends, and it just got smaller. And then you start to trust a lot of people, and then they abuse that trust. And then you realise that who in the hard times, or when you are, I mean, I've had a time where from moving jobs to get into the industry I am in now, it was difficult for 2 years. It's a hustle. And we're hustlers.
Yeah, boy.
And Christos mentioned earlier, he said,
hustle.
you know, we're hustlers here. Christos is out here hustling. I'm his guinea pig on this podcast, so anything messes up, you know, he's just using me as an experiment, you know.
That's it.
So we're hustling here to make a living, but also to have that. I think what's benefited me a lot is my mental health's got a lot better.
Yeah.
Because my life's planned out the way I want it to go. I've stuck to my 5-year plan. I've had the people in my life that I want around,
Yeah.
and especially like reconnected with like yourself.
That's
and
it, man.
people in the past that I probably thought, do I message them or do I not? And you realise that everybody in the past that you thought were there for you are not actually, and the ones that do come back into your life,
Yeah.
wow, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
These are the kind of people. Even Christos, I didn't speak to him for about a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yourself,
Yeah.
I haven't seen you since
Time.
since school, and then we met up again. And I think these people now, you realise you make that first 30 seconds of them and go, is that guy a absolute,
Yeah. I feel you.
don't want to say it,
I feel
but
you.
is he an absolute,
Keeping it PG.
keeping it PG? So exactly, yeah, Kit, I think people have come in that in my life, but I know who the real ones are.
That's it.
You
It's
know,
all about
I know
knowing
who
who
the
your
ones are.
tribe is. Do you know what I mean? It's all about knowing
all about
who
the
your
tribe.
is.
And
So,
even
not sponsored.
we
by
talk
the way.
about girls, relationships, I've had my ups and downs, and Christos, again, I keep mentioning my cameraman because he was there during that time when I was at absolute head over heels. I'm not heels, but over one girl,
Yeah,
and
man.
she took me for a mug.
Oh, no. Tell me,
Yeah.
what happened? What happened?
Well, do you know what? It actually relates to the theatre. It actually relates to the
Go on,
theatre because
tell me the story.
do you know when you are so... And bearing in mind, this isn't yesterday. We're talking when I'm about 18, 19. So, I
Just finished that paper round.
yeah, like I had my first girlfriend, and going for a phase where you're single and you work with a girl and you see her at work. You're like, look, she's beautiful. I'm gonna work twice as hard. I'm gonna be the best. Try to be one of the best employees at work, so she knows he's losing me confidence. But I was just this little guy chasing after her. I was skinnier.
Yeah.
I was smaller. I couldn't grow a beard. I looked about 10 years old, so I wasn't confident in myself then as much. I could speak, I could talk, but looks wise, I didn't feel confident, know. And I felt like Adele. I was chasing pavements. Like that. See what I did? So one day I decided to go, do you know what? I'm going to take her to the theatre to watch The Lion King. Because do you remember that time Lion King was such a kind of predominant play in the West End that everybody wanted to go and watch Lion King. So I booked Lion King, right?
Yeah.
And I prepped her for it. I said,
It's expensive
I'll pick
as well.
you. Yeah.
It's expensive.
I said, we'll get a cab because we can drink in London. So anyway, I've planned this whole day. I'm excited. I'm like a little kid. I wake up in the morning. I'm like, I'm going to the theatre today with this girl. Anyway, I get to her house. We book the cab and it's running late. It's about half an hour. We're not even left Hayes yet.
Oh, mate.
And it's half an hour to the show. And she's taking the mix. So she's, said, I need to get ready. And we're in the cab. We go there. And it felt like I was giving her all the attention. Yeah, driving the conversation. To sit there, watch the play. And it used to be that false hope. So I thought she liked me. She's giving me signals that she used to like me. And personally, I think I made a mistake by booking such a big date at the theatre.
Okay.
So I want to know your thoughts. When you're going on dates to the theatre, when is the right time to go? Is it the first date, the second date? Because if I'm coming to watch you now with a lovely young lady, I'm excited. I'm saying that's my man up there.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Let's go to the theatre. But I think I've got to a phase now where I'll probably get to know someone before I start doing things like that.
Yeah. I think I think you're right. I think going to the theatre is a very big date. And I think that if it's your first date with this girl, I think that is quite big. Do you know what I mean? I think going to, especially because it's quite expensive as well, especially in London. I think going to the theatre is a great date as like a third or fourth date because that's something interesting. It's not just, oh, come to this party with me, or we'll go to Century Club or something. Do you know what I mean? It's not just going to a club. You actually get to go and watch a performance, and you can enjoy that together. Do you know what I mean?
So it's more sentimental. It's more you want to feel that connection, with that person and enjoy it. It's not it's not like I'm.
You can have that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be like, oh, the
It looks a bit odd because you're taller. So it's why I don't go for tall girls because I'll be watching it like that. Leaning over.
I think going to it's a great date. just not the first one. I think it's too big because you have to fork out a lot of money if you're paying for both of them as the guy, right? And you're focused on the show, not each other. Do you know what I mean? So you don't even know if you really like this person yet, and you've committed yourself to having this experience with them.
Fair enough.
And it's a nice treat. So I think, save it for the third or fourth one.
And on the dating side, you're a bit of a professional. You have a YouTube channel, right?
I do.
Which you're giving advice about dating kit.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on then. Give us a bit of that, son.
Well, what do you want to do? So basically,
well, tell me about. I've seen it, but I'm not gonna ruin it.
Okay.
For the listeners, I want to tell the listeners that if they've got dating problems, you're the man to come to.
I mean, but you heard it from Sach.
But there's a twist to this, guys, because he's not doing it He's not doing it for us men. He's doing it for
the ladies. Ladies. You see, my YouTube channel is called Stay Slick with Kit. Stay Slick with Kit.
Behave yourself.
And I used to do videos for guys and girls. Like I used to do every other video would be for a guy, be for a girl. But I just found, because I've only been doing it for about a year now, so I'm still very early on in the game. But I've just found that most of my response has been from ladies. Like something like 80% of likes and comments have been from women. And I just kind of doing some research, just women just tend to seek out dating advice online more than guys do.
Really?
You know
okay.
I mean? Like most of the time a guy goes on YouTube, he's watching sports or he's watching games or he's doing something like that.
Or he drifts off YouTube.
Or drifts off.
No, I'm talking about BT Sport.
Oh, mate, absolute fool. So, but the thing is that I still have guys come to me for advice, and I still give it to them. Do you know? Because they find it helpful. I've just found that girls and guys, come to me for advice, and I give it to them, and they find it very helpful. But in terms of kind of YouTube or online presence, just women just tend to seek it out more. So I've just tailored it more for the ladies.
But you can still turn me into a Casanova.
I can turn you into a Casanova. Right,
fair enough. And what are your top tips? So give me 3 top tips for women, 3 top tips for blokes.
Okay, so I'll do the women first. I'll do the women first. Ladies first. It's gotta be ladies first, right?
Gentlemen.
So 3 top tips I'd say as a general rule for ladies is a man communicates with his actions, not his words. So it doesn't matter what he says over text, doesn't matter what he says on a phone call. I said this in one of my latest videos, but imagine that he's mute. Imagine that he can't speak, right? You could only judge his intentions by his actions. So if his actions show that it's just a friendship, then it's just a friendship. If it shows that he only wants, it to be physical, then that's what it is. So judge him through his actions. Second tip for the ladies is don't be afraid to show vulnerability in terms of being feminine with a guy. I know that in society it's very much encouraged and promoted for women to be kind of more dominant and alpha, which is great. Don't get me wrong, that's great in so many aspects of life. But when it comes to a man, don't feel like you have to be that way all the time, because it can be very intimidating to a man. Not because you're successful or anything like that. It's just if you come across more dominant, the average guy is going to be intimidated by that. So
what happens if a woman benches more than you at the gym?
Oh, then
is that intimidating?
Well, then she's got to pay for the meal. That's just how it goes.
Fair enough.
She's benching more than me.
Dominant personality. We're talking about dominant.
No, don't change your personality, but don't feel like you have to show that I'm strong, independent. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have to have that at the forefront all the time. Enough. You can show that beautiful, feminine, vulnerable side to you if you want. Don't be afraid of that. Last tip for the ladies. The third thing. Okay, this is a general rule. No guy has ever approached you because he's like, oh, she looks like she could be a really good friend. If he approaches you,
like this guy,
it's because he's attracted to you.
Guys and girls can't be friends.
Like
that's what you're trying to say.
No, they can be friends.
I'm being controversial. I'm just being controversial. I'm being a bit Jerry Springer here now. Just throwing it.
Yeah, I think girls and girls
they can.
As long if there's no, they can only be friends if there's no attraction. I think that's the only way it can work out if you're gonna be close friends. But yeah, a guy approaches you because he's attracted to you, i.e., on a physical level. That doesn't mean that he doesn't want to not get to know who you are, but ultimately that's the main reason he's approached you.
So just challenge you on that point. you've got a girlfriend, right?
Not a girlfriend. I'm seeing someone.
No. I should say hypothetically.
Oh right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, he's trying to call me out. He's trying to call me out.
Thanks anyway. Kit.
Yeah. Thanks, bro.
So, no, it's my fault actually because I should have specified it.
Got a boyfriend as well.
So, Kit, you have a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
In this scenario.
Yes.
But you also have a girl as a friend who's been a best friend to you.
Yes.
Right? For years.
Yeah.
And
which I also do have.
So now you're giving all your emotions to your girlfriend. You're showing that you love her.
Yeah.
But also, you've got this girl as a friend. And both are equally as attractive as each other.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you define that? Because some people find it hard. Excuse me, still dying. Because there's going to be a bit of jealousy, right? Even with on the bloke side, when you've got a girlfriend and she's got a best friend as a bloke.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. Is that thing where they may feel that you're closer to them than you are to?
I think so.
Boyfriend.
So in this situation, I think from a girlfriend's perspective, if your boyfriend's got a really close girlfriend, who, whatever, she's attractive, let's say she's not, they've obviously got a great friendship, right? So if it was going to happen, it would have happened already. So you have nothing to worry about, because if she was best friends with him before being with you, then it would have already happened. So if it hasn't happened, I wouldn't worry about it. Now, if you're the best friend, that's in the girl who's the best friend of the guy, I think you naturally might get a little bit territorial, because you want to be like, I want to make sure that she's treating him right, because you obviously have love for your best friend. But I don't think it's in a romantic way. If it was in a romantic way, then that means there was obviously feelings there to begin with. But I don't think it should be.
Because in Asian culture, Asian blokes, they say they're very protective over their girlfriends. It's like, why are you friends with him, innit? Why are you friends with him, innit?
Yeah.
Why are you chirping him, innit? Am I not your man than that, yeah? That's what they're like. You know, it's a very protective culture.
Yeah.
So I think it could be down to the culture, the individual. But, you know, it's all about trust, isn't it?
It's all about trust. If you don't have trust, then...
no point.
Yeah, vicious. Shall I do those 3 tips for the guys?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do the blokes.
So 3 tips for the fellas when it comes to women. Everything, by the way, is obviously my experience and from my research as well. But I'd say the first tip is, if you haven't kissed a girl by the third date, then it's probably best to move on, because there's likely to be a few reasons why she hasn't kissed you. The first one,
I have kissed a girl on third date, actually. Christo's been giving me those eyes. Carry on, Kit. Sorry,
no, cool.
I don't like being mugged off.
Even if they can't see it, even if they can't see or hear it.
Yeah.
Because a couple of reasons. The first one, she might just be using you for night outings. Girls do that. They do that.
Say she a gold digger. She ain't messing with no broke.
That's it. See. The second thing is that she might not just be attracted to you as much. She might like you, but she might not be that attracted to you. And if a girl's not attracted to you, that's you want to be with a girl who's attracted to you, right? And the third reason why it's maybe not happened is because she might already be sleeping with someone else, and that's why she's not physical with you, which is part of it.
Sorry, guys, if you're experiencing that.
Tip number 2 for the fellas. You don't need to. Tip number 2 for the fellas. I think ladies can correct me if I'm wrong, but this has come from my female friends.
Well, I'll get the feedback.
You get the feedback.
Yeah, once we release this. And
it's not that girls don't
comment, ladies. Men,
yeah, have a comment.
Have a comment on these.
Tell me if I'm wrong, or tell me if I'm right. That women want to be approached, but they don't want to know that they're being approached. Do you know what I mean? So like, that's why guys who just cold approach just comes across as creepy, because they're obviously approaching a girl. They're obviously approaching her, right? But if it seems organically, like, oh, you're just both at a party, you meet through a mutual friend, or, you know, you kind of, oh, you both ordered the same thing at the bar. That just seems more organically, as opposed to just going straight up to a girl. Oh, hi, I think you're fit. Can I get your number? Do you know
pretend I'm a girl. Do the approach. What would you do? I know it's hard.
Where'd you get your top from? I'm thinking of buying one for my sister, actually.
ASOS.
ASOS. Oh, nice. Do you work at ASOS?
No, but I got it from ASOS.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Who are you here with?
I'm being a bit difficult, aren't I, woman?
I know. She's
I'm-
not very. She's not very open. She's not very open to me.
I'm here with my friends. We're just on a night out in. Where are we? Dirty Martini.
Are we in? Are we in Mayfair?
Just enjoying a few cocktails with the girls.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You having a good night?
Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it?
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
you enjoy your night. I'm gonna go back to my boys, but you have a good one.
Okay. Do you give them a little look or anything?
No, that's it. Because the thing
Right.
is, if you leave it, they'll think, oh, was he approaching me or wasn't he?
Because some people are so
You
like
just plant that
corporate,
seed.
right? Or so like I've seen some corporate approaches. So, hi, my name's Sachin. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Oh, or you do
Sometimes
that thing
it
where you go,
works.
oh, do we go in for a oh, no, we'll keep it professional. We'll do a little handshake, you know?
I've seen
What's
this-
your email address?
I've seen this thing online, right? I've seen this thing.
Have you got LinkedIn?
I'm looking for a job. Like, I'm looking for models.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
model?
Yeah.
But I've seen this thing. I've seen this like trailer online or something. This guy giving guys dating advice, and he goes, "Oh yeah, walk up to a girl, and he's like, hold on to her hand, right, while you're chatting." And I'm like, that just seems a bit creepy, bro. Like, why are you trying to hold on? Like, she's like trying to let go. You're like, oh yeah. I'm like, hashtag me too. Like, let go of the hand.
So that's like really
Don't need
creepy.
to do-
Yeah.
That is creepy. Like, I'd be like, why are guys giving this terrible advice? They're just telling other guys to be creeps. That's not the best way to do it.
But before we move into your third advice, another one quickly.
Yes.
What about I think it's called 2 up and 1 down, or
What's two
one
up and down?
one up and 2 down. So anyway, you go. So you're a girl, right?
Yeah.
And I say, I don't like your shoes. I don't like the top you're wearing, but you got nice eyes. You can never be too nice. You know, you can never be too nice.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, so you can never be too nice. You see what I mean? You've got a balance there.
I think the thing is,
But
right?
you're being honest at the same time. You don't like what she's wearing, but you know her eyes. So compliment something that don't compliment something that she can't change, if that makes sense, or can change.
See, I'm gonna challenge that. I think you should compliment something that.
Hey, it's not come from me, but I'm just.
Oh yeah, well, just in general, I'm gonna
don't
challenge that.
shout at me.
I think because you're not gonna go up to a girl and be like, oh, I think you've got a gorgeous bum, or I think you've got nice eyes, because everyone says that, right? But if you go, yo, that necklace is gorgeous, who says that? And she goes, oh my gosh, yeah, my grandma gave it to me.
Yeah. Oh, you're going into family history there. You're
You
touching
see what
the
I mean?
heart.
But if you're just like,
Geezer.
oh wow, you've got
Yeah.
an incredible smile. She's probably heard that 1,000 times.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
What's the
you
point?
smell of curry. I don't know, just
My grandma.
Like
yeah,
grandma.
yeah. Just come from my grandma's house. I left my coat in the kitchen. But yeah. Anyway, Kit, third tip. I want to hear the third tip.
Third tip for the fellas. It's a good third tip for the fellas. You don't be so. Less is more. In terms of messaging, less is more. Don't feel like you have to be constantly on her case, because she probably has a life and she wants to see that you have a life as well. I'd say only message her when you're making plans to do something with intention, not, oh, hey, hi, how was your day? Every day. Like, if she's got the same routine, do you know what I mean? It's gonna get boring, it's gonna be dry, it's gonna be dead. But message be like, hey, saw this, thought of you. Are you free this weekend? Do you know what I mean?
Kit, simple but effective.
That's it, mate.
Simple but
Stick
effective.
with Kit.
So, I'm guessing this 2020 you're going to be busy, because a lot of people's New Year's resolutions are going to be, you know, maybe trying to find a relationship as well, or get married. And I think
True.
if you need that, guys, come to Kit, because we got World War III coming up as well. I'm going to finish on this point this week. And we know what Kit's going to be doing. He's going to be giving everybody advice. Yeah.
To them soldiers on the ground.
Yeah. He's either going to be dancing and singing to entertain the soldiers, or entertain people in the World War,
That sounds
or
like a
giving them
different line
dating
of
advice
work.
for when they get back home to their wives, and they get back from war, and they're like,
Maybe to their wives.
Yeah.
Maybe to the wives while their husbands are
Well,
away.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
controversial,
It's very
guys.
cheap.
Right, so I like to end my podcast with a positive message for the people out there, and really touch them with your advice on how to make up ground in relationships that you've lost, or current relationships with people. So what would you say, Kit?
I would say moving forward for this year, and especially with, you know, knowing your tribe and when you're building connections is always be willing to give, but recognize when you're not getting back. Get rid of the vampires in your life. Call them vampires. People who suck your energy, but they don't give it back to you. So always be willing to give energy to people, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know where it's going to lead. But recognize if and when certain people might not be giving you that energy back. And if they're not giving you energy back, they need to let them go.
Kit, that touched my heart, that did. I'm not being sarcastic.
I'll touch it now.
Yeah.
There you go.
But thanks for coming on. We're going to definitely get you back on here.
It's got to be done.
Because there's going to be people out there that need relationship advice constantly. So you are booked in. I will write to the Planet Sach home office.
That's it.
Get your visa stamped.
Get your visa stamped.
Have a good World War III, mate.
That's it. And
singing and dancing and taking care of people's wives.
That's so bad.
But guys, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on Spotify. Download the Anchor app for the App Store if you've got an iPhone and haven't got Spotify. We are trying to get on the Apple Store, but they still haven't improved it. They need to have a listen to Planet Sach because they love it. But guys, we'll see you back here next week. Listen to me next week. Have a good week ahead. And Kit, what is your Instagram?
Kit_is_me.
Yeah, follow the geezer. You're going to need him, I'm telling you. So guys, comment. Let me know what you thought this week's. Looking forward to seeing you back here next week.
Peace.